Hello, everyone. Welcome to our SDGs Lead. My name is Karyna Radchenko. I'm the founder of Partnership for Advancing Innovative Sustainability. And together we are bridging culture, experiences, and leadership worldwide. It's a great honor and pleasure to talk with amazing Mr. Olaf McKay, the mayor of Valletta, amazing city, the capital of Malta. So much to learn from you in terms of innovations, culture. Malta is so heartwarming place with centuries and thousands of years of history. And you are now also driving the innovative approaches. So it's great pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Karina. I'm Olaf McKay. As an introduction, I'm the mayor of the capital city of Malta, which is Valletta. Valletta built by the knights in the 1565, 1566. And next year, Valletta will be celebrating its 460th years since its foundation. It's a relatively young city, but with so much architecture and culture. It's
Um,
good to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. McKay. Maybe probably start about your PAIS, and then we will come to this kind of best practices that the world can learn from Malta overall and from Valletta, because we are being watched for many young leaders who dream of one day taking the positions of leaderships and helping their communities. What was your initial motivation to start this path? And maybe you could briefly describe it.
Yes, you mean as a mayorship?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. So basically, I come from the private industry, okay, and I decided to get into campaigning for the mayorship in Valletta. My family is from Valletta as well, so the capital city has a special place in my heart, and it's doing the good things that makes you feel part of the residents of Valletta, helping out the community, promoting our message, and building a better future for the families that live here in Valletta. Valletta has 5,000 residents, approximately, which is not that much. So my main objective is to keep the community well tight in our capital city, and doing best practices and doing initiatives for the community, so we keep them alive in this vibrant city, because I may say that this city has 70,000 footfall of tourists and people working in Valletta every day. So there's a heavy footfall that people come into the city. So we need to keep a balance between the residential and the commercial part. So basically that is it.
Mr. McKay, now the concept of smart cities, it's quite popular, and many cities, including, I think, Valletta is implementing, moving towards these innovative technologies. What is smart city for you, and how would you describe it? Because many municipalities are a bit either dubious about smart city, or on the other hand, super positive, without side effects of possible effects and implementation.
Yes, as a smart city, Valletta is embracing AI, and we started with installing AI CCTVs, cameras, to combat abuse, vandalism, and waste management. We've installed the first AI camera in the heart of Valletta as a pilot project, which I may say now we're bearing the fruit, because we will be installing other networks of AI cameras, which will enable us to detect abuse, vandalism, as I told you, and also control waste management. Not necessarily they are done from the outskirts of Valletta. So people come in and dispose of waste into the city. So basically, AI technology can help us with this, that it will detect and alert the enforcement, and it is done automatically, and also it will alert us regarding the footfall. It will tell us that the street has a high volume of tourists walking in, so it will suggest that, for example, the street is better to have it pedestrian instead of open for traffic. As regards to smart city as well, we have through our cleansing division, they have special drones which are sent in operation, and they detect pocket of wastes that we need to collect. As I told you before, Valletta has a high density. It's a small area, approximately 1 square meter, and with a high density of footfall. So basically, we have we have to tackle the waste management fast and every day, every hour actually. So basically, through smart technologies, we can, detect these areas and clean immediately. We have AI as well and technology built into the equipment that we use for our waste management. That is, we have special equipment for cleaning, for fast cleaning during the day and during the night, etc. So we're embracing smart technologies into our city.
Mr. McKay, speaking about the three main things that the people can learn from Malta, watching us from other municipalities worldwide, what are the first three things coming to your mind in this connection to share with the world?
Yes, as I explained before, three things which we benefit. I'm going to speak as Malta, as a country on its own, not just Valletta, because the benefits that come from the government are for the whole country, which is Malta and Gozo. We have a small island as well. It's called Gozo. It's part of the Maltese Islands. The government, as I was mentioning before, helps us, for example, social housing and the social housing benefits. Um, a scheme I can mention is the first time buyer scheme, whereas the government helps young couples, young families, to buy their first home. It gives a grant, a scheme, where it helps the buyers with a 10,000 grants paid gradually, so it helps them to buy their first home. This is part of the social housing commitment. Not only that, but from the last budget, we had our budget last week, the government made this scheme into our law. So it's not a scheme anymore, it's the law. We're transforming schemes into law. So the people and the generations that come after us will continue to benefit from these schemes. The government also helps from the topic I spoke about my speech in the EU Council regarding social housing in the Congress. We have also the 10% deposit scheme. This is a scheme where the government helps, again, young couples and young people to buy their first home and will pay the 10% on their behalf, the deposit scheme, we call it, to buy their first home. And the couple can repay it back into small portions as they go along. This is for persons between 21 and 39 years old. Um, those are a few things that we currently have. We have tons of other schemes that the government helps the Maltese people. But these are just a few things that, for this interview.
It's amazing and very inspiring because when we provide home and housing to the young generation, it's about the social security and providing them with opportunity to move forward to pursue career dreams. So it's the whole
Yes,
this economic effect, and you are so
yes.
to say targeting the main aspect that can unleash this full potential in the future.
And I targeting the social housing part because it relates to my speech that I did on the 29th of October.
Yeah, and it was brilliant speech, and it
Thank you.
felt like a very impressive practice. And I hope the other local and regional authorities in Strasbourg would also try to embrace this program because in many cities and regions, housing it's a very, very challenging
Yes,
issue.
yeah, especially for the young generation. And that is why I embraced the topic because it's not just building, it's not just building houses, it's all about, the people, the community is how you enrich their lives. And for example, in Valletta, in my city, we don't have building here, we adapt and reuse. We adapt and reuse our buildings, our old buildings, and we adapt them as we go along and renovating. And I wanted to mention an interesting project that we have to my heart. It's an intergenerational project. It's a building in Valletta. It houses 18 apartments, and the government made this project where we have elderly people and young people into the same building with common areas. And in the evening, they discuss with each other, they do projects, they live together. It's intergenerational. We have 80-year-olds living with 18-year-olds. And the government helped them to acquire these apartments at a reduced price, at a reduced buyer scheme so that they can live together. It's a nice project. It's a really nice project. I will send you some photos of the building and some interviews with it with the area as well. Another aspect that we do in Valletta before regenerating and readapting buildings is having these focus groups. We don't just go and do a project, we get the community to discuss before we do a project. We get the young people, we get NGOs discussing the sustainable approach and the environment approach as well. And we have this amazing agency in Valletta. It's called the Valletta Cultural Agency, and this was set up after Valletta was named the European Capital of Culture. In 2018, Valletta was the European Capital of Culture. It was an amazing time, an amazing project. And after that, to continue with the legacy, the government created this agency. And this agency takes care of the cultural program that happens in Valletta in collaboration with the local council, and also these buildings where we renovated, for example, a slaughterhouse into a design cluster. It's a hub, it's an artistic hub where people can go there, cook, paint, do workshops, use 3D printers, express their talents with craftsmanship, with the woodworks, and they can do whatever they want in this building. I will send you some photos as well because it's amazing. It's an old building that was transformed into this lovely design cluster, an artistic a hub where people can go there and express and talk and do their thing over there.
That's super impressive, and thank you so much for sharing it in so colorful way. Really impressive how this culture works and everything, and also in terms of intergenerational dialogue.
Yes.
because, as you've mentioned, it's all about cultural bonds, it's all about social bonds, bringing society together, but also these intergenerational linkages, which is truly vital to keep the society happy and really involved through this focus group and everything. Super, super impression. It's like music to my ears.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
because it's
You're
really
welcome.
about smart city, not only technologically AI pilot projects, but really in the broader meaningfulness of inclusiveness. Could you please also elaborate on the power of partnerships? Because as I know, Valletta has also the partner cities internationally, but also within Malta. So the power of partnership for you and maybe some projects implemented due to this.
Yes, as well. We call them in Maltese, we call it gemellaċ. Okay? It's basically a partnership, a twin sister city, and where we do these partnerships together. We have the projects start from Erasmus projects for our young people from Valletta, and we take them on a cultural tours and cultural experiences into our twin cities as well, and also exchanges. For example, next week I will be traveling to Cortona in Italy. We have a partnership with them as a Valletta with Cortona, and Cortona houses the maps of Lapparelli. Lapparelli was the architect that sketched the maps of Valletta, how it was built in 1565, 1566. And they are housed there, so I'm going to visit the city. So then I would prepare programs for our young people and the elderly as well to go and visit there and see for themselves from where Valletta started to be designed and built. It's an amazing experience. We have an amazing project coming up. I cannot say it as yet, but we do these projects together. So we get the people of Valletta and the people of other cities together. For example, we have a partnership that kicked off and it's in the process with Portsmouth in the UK. There's a good naval history over there, and there is a good Maltese community that live in Portsmouth for over 30 years. And it was amazing. I visited the city and I could see Maltese people that gather together to meet me, and we discussed culture. I took some Maltese food with me as well so they can experience it again. And now we're collaborating on a project which is called Connecting Valletta. This basically, we get a group of elderly people or a classroom from our schools in Valletta, and we connect them via technology. For example, we get a classroom from Valletta to speak to a classroom in Portsmouth, for example, and they can show what we do in Valletta, their projects. For example, a project that we have at heart in Valletta is Carnival. Carnival. Valletta is very famous for Carnival. They can show what they do for Carnival, masks, etc. And we exchange cultures. And after that, we visit the city that we connected to. It's an amazing project. Community is key. The ingredient is the community. The ingredient to this recipe is embracing the community and keeping it alive.
Thank you, Olaf, for mentioning it. It's really perfect formula with this ingredient and recipe of good governance and leadership. What are the key leadership skills from your perspective would you name to be a successful and inclusive mayor in terms of leadership? Which skills to cultivate for the change makers who dream of one day helping their communities? Because
As
you
I
are
told, yeah, as I told you, I come from the private sector. This is my first experience in the political field. I've been a mayor now for 1 year and 3 months, so I'm relatively new to this. But there is one skill which I embrace every day, and I would suggest it to young people, to listen. Everyone needs to listen. You listen more, then you talk, and then you action and implement. But you need to listen to what the community and the residents have to say. And then you embrace them, you talk to them, and every project I do it with them. We do it together with the team and with the community. And that would be successful.
That's amazing. And to reiterate again, super, super inspiring in terms of this mosaics.
Thank you.
Mosaic throughout our conversation, I also felt more closer to Valletta, and it was amazing, amazing discoveries that I hope will be heard by other municipalities, but not only the change makers dreaming big and hoping maybe one day to visit Valletta as well, or to become leaders and so on. Olaf, what would be your message, like kind of follow up of our conversation, message to the leaders and change makers watching us of not giving up and doing good on all the levels, maybe also in private sector, maybe in public sector, but just following that mission like you do. And it has been very, very felt throughout your great energy and positive approaches that you implement.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I invite you to Valletta, and whoever is in contact with you, please bring them forward. I'll make sure that their visit would be something to remember and take home. As a message to close this interview, well, basically, I have a vision for Valletta, and that is making the city not just transform it into an economic growth, but making it a city livable to live in. And what I suggest to the young leaders, aspiring young leaders, is to always be in contact with the community, be down to earth, listen, be with the people, and transform their dreams. Let the people dream, and our job is to transform that dream into a reality. We are not always successful, but we always have to try transforming those dreams into reality.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again, Olaf, and hope to see you soon, because really it's really a lot to learn from Valletta and Malta. And thank you for this heartwarming approach and sharing and helping the world to learn from you as well, and to discover your magnificent, ancient, but very forward-looking city, and very socially focused, human-oriented. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this interview. Thank you.